What's up, you guys? Ross Sapp, managing editor of Fightful.com, FightfulMMA.com, here for an MMA news update. UFC Belem is tomorrow night. Saturday, if you're watching this a little bit later, lost its co-main event. John Dodson and Pedro Munhoz are off the card. Pedro Munhoz showed up 4 pounds overweight, and John Dodson opted to not take the fight. This has happened a ton. There have been more weight misses than ever in recent years. Members of the Brazilian MMA Athletic Commission said that Munhoz would be fined 20% of his show money, and that would go all to Dodson. Also, Munhoz would have to forfeit 20% of his win money if he lost the fight. However, now Valentina Shevchenko and Priscilla Cachoeira have been moved up to the co-main event slot. Eric Anders missed weight at first, too, and he was headlining that show, but he eventually made weight. Michael Prazeres missed weight for 6 pounds, or by 6 pounds, in his planned fight with Desmond Green. We have interviews with Green and Anders over at Fightful.com. This is a big blow to that UFC Belem card because Dodson versus Munhoz was one of the more interesting fights at bantamweight on that show, and it just lost it. It's rough enough when you've got Lyoto Machida at this stage of his career headlining against Eric Anders. No disrespect to Eric Anders. We've had him on the show and on the site multiple times, but to headline with that show, that's a little bit rough. That's a tough one to take as your headliner, especially in a contract year with Fox. That seems surprising to me that they would do that instead of trying to go all in, but on any of these Fox Sports 1 and Fox shows, because they haven't done that of late. You've got like Emmett and Stevens headlining. You've got like Stevens headlining against Choi a while back, and those were fun fights. Or the Stevens Choi fight was fun, but not exactly a big headline grabber in that regard. Also, Anderson Silva tested positive for steroids and diuretic in his USADA test. He had both methyl testosterone and a diuretic turn up in his system in a sample that was collected on October 26th. Combate reported the news earlier this week. It is the methyl testosterone is an anabolic agent that is banned, obviously, by the USADA testing criteria. He could, if it is found to be an aggravating circumstance, he could get substantial time as a result of this. But he's going to be on the shelf for quite a while. And he claims that he's not going to retire, and he could probably come back in a few years and fight again if he wanted to in his mid-40s. And Randy Couture made a nice go of it in his mid-40s. And Anderson Silva still at least performs at, a level that can get you into the UFC, because we see people less experienced than maybe since the 90s get in there. But Anderson Silva tested positive for a diuretic and a steroid. Pedro Munhoz, John Dodson off of UFC Belem. Keep it locked. FightfulMMA.com. Head over there, guys. If you've not tried our MMA side of things, go over there and do that. We got tons of exclusives. Until next time, guys, we're out.